Hello and welcome to the Cyber One YouTube channel. My name is Ray, and in this video, part 6 of MyRobotLab, we're looking at the ultrasonic sensor. So let me just move that up a little bit. Thought I had all this set up. Okay, so what I've got mounted in this is a HC-SR04 ultrasonic sensor unit. So these are a relatively cheap sensor you can buy on eBay or AliExpress or the like. They have 4 pins, 5 volt, ground on the opposite side. They have a trigger and they have an echo pin. And I've connected those to my Arduino Nano on my breakout board. I've also mounted this onto a servo so I can rotate it, and that's for an upcoming project mostly. We can demonstrate how we can use it as a ranging device. So my servo is connected to output 3 on the Nano, and I'm using IO 4 and 5 for the trigger and echo. So in MyRobotLab, I've got my Arduino Nano already connected and running, so we can see that it's connected. We're going to go to runtime, and in here I'm going to create the servo service first, which I've done before. Actually, I'll just put a lowercase servo and servo. Select that. Go to control, Nano, in 3, and attach. And that servo is now alive. So we can now turn around. And this is so we can aim our ultrasonic sensor. So when it's on the robot or on a robot, I've got it just taped down to my desk at the moment. We can change where it's aimed. Okay, so back to runtime. Ultrasonic. There is a service called Ultrasonic Sensor. Start that, and we'll get to the ultrasonic. And here we're going to select Nano as our controller. The trigger pin is going to be 4 and the echo pin is going to be on 5, and we're going to attach. Then if we hit ping, it'll tell us that it's seeing a wall or something 142 centimeters away. Now this is a very simple service to operate. It does have a few connections that we can use, such as a ping response. It can call back into a Python routine. So what I'm going to do is just quickly go examples, scroll down to find the ultrasonic service, press enter, and this is the example Python code that we can use to test the ultrasonic sensor through Python, but we can do that through the ultrasonic interface here that we've created through runtime. The ultrasonic sensor works by sending a pulse of high frequency sound at around about 40 kilohertz and then waiting to see how long it takes for that sound to bounce back, and it records that time. The sound travels at a relatively known rate in air. It can vary a little bit based on temperature, but you can estimate how far away an object is based on how long it takes for the sound to return. So a simple ping, and it's seeing a couple of different things around the place. We can actually change which way we're facing, so see what that comes back with. 40 centimeters, and that's about right. I have a robot arm on an in-move robot at about 40 centimeters away, so it's seeing that. We turn all the way around that way. Go back to ultrasonic, and you can see we've got nearly 3 meters of open space, which would be about right based on what I can see behind me. Now we can do continuous ranging, so we're going to limit the rate down to 1 Hertz and begin ranging. And you can see here the count is going up, and we can see the range varies a little bit, not a lot. Now what I'm going to do is go to servo, sweep it around this way, back to ultrasonic, and you can see the range has changed. If I go to here, set the speed down relatively low and sweep, I think we have a bug in our sweep routine. But you can see the big concept behind this is you move the servo to a set angle and you range, you do a ping. Let's turn the rate control off and you can see how rapidly it pings, and it does get a little bit of noise, particularly when I'm talking. But let's stop ranging. And single ping. It is seeing a couple of different things. One thing to remember with an ultrasonic sensor, these things send out a pulse of sound which will travel out in a cone. It'll hit an object and it'll come back in that cone, but more importantly is the going out. So if you have something within that cone, it can bounce the sound back, and if it bounces the sound back, we'll detect that echo, and we stop looking after the first echo as returned in. So the closer you are, the smaller the area it's going to be sensing. Now typically with these ultrasonic sensors, that cone is about 30 degrees. So that is, it's looking out like an angle like so. And as we move around, it will see the first object within that cone and bounce back. So if you move your sensor and look a little to one side, it is possible to see past an object that you've just been seeing on the edge of the cone prior. Things to keep in mind when working with the ultrasonic sensor. On the MyRobot, we use the ultrasonic sensor to get an idea of how far away a person is from the robot, or if someone has walked past the front of the robot, along with the PIR sensor. Okay, that'll do for this video. If you like these videos, don't forget to click on like, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you're notified when other videos come out. It's also a form of support that helps the channel a great deal and costs you absolutely nothing. If you'd like to support the channel further, I do have a Patreon account, and you can join my VIPs Go Lucky and Lorenz Berger, as well as my Builder Patreon Almorales45. You'll find a link in the description below. I also have a Discord channel. You can talk to either Fred or myself or one of the other members of our growing community. You'll find a link in the description below. And we'll see you in the next video.